Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. Glad to have you guys here for this one. There's a situation developing, and actually it may be resolved now. I think a lot of you are probably seeing the restoration of services, but Verizon outages across the country in different locations. In fact, I saw a lot of complaints out of California. I saw some complaints in the Midwest. I saw some Northeast cities. I think I saw some in the South as well. It was not really with rhyme or reason. I couldn't really figure out the location side of it. I did see some Verizon statements a little bit later in the day on Saturday, August 30th. Right, that's the time frame for this. The issues seem to have been like late morning, early afternoon, then even through the late afternoon. But I think some of the issues started to get resolved in the evening. Verizon did drop statements and giving people updates on X, the platform, social media platform. So Verizon claims that the service outages were happening because of a software issue. I have no idea, why people equated that to a software update. That may not be the case. Typically, software updates occur in the maintenance windows, which are very, very, very early morning, right? So we're talking about like after midnight, before the morning commute type of deal, right? So think about that location. Most folks are sleeping and such. But anyways, if it is indeed a software issue, as Verizon claims, we've seen this quite a bit from Verizon in the recent years. We know that Verizon has been working hard to try to remedy a lot of their customer service displeasures with their customers. Project 624. This obviously doesn't help. Verizon has had dealt with several outages over the last couple of years, seemingly more frequent than it used to be. And of course, we know Verizon as a premium carrier who likes to, hold on to the claim of the best and most reliable network, largest network. And it's going to be times like this where people are going to be pretty disgruntled and angry about these kind of outages. Now, I can't speak from experience. I didn't have any outage yesterday. Some people definitely were proving that they did. Stuck in SOS, unable to make calls, texts, not having data, right? Probably being restricted, stuck to Wi-Fi, and those kind of situations. It's not ideal. And from what I could tell, the outage was extensive. I think what we have to make of this is, number one, this is like the worst time to have outages during the heart of the day where you probably relying a lot on mobility, right? You're moving around. It's Saturday. There's football games going on. You're trying to watch them. A lot of things like that, right? You also got to consider like Verizon's network is no longer just mobile services. It's also home broadband, right? 5G home internet. So those are factors. The frequency of the Verizon outages, I would say definitely, more so now than before, as networks become more complicated and all these cores have all these different features and different, segments that have to be monitored and tended to. I mean, it's increased the complication of operating networks. So, we've seen AT&T have outages. We've seen T-Mobile. It never goes well, right? Customers are always going to be displeased. Does this mean that customers are going to leave Verizon? I don't know. Maybe if it was a full day outage, Verizon, I guess, fixed it within the same day. Maybe if it happens within close proximity of another outage, customers could leave. I don't know. And you guys can tell me what you think if you're a Verizon customer and you experience the outage. But, a lot of people got a lot of smoke for Verizon. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind, people being disgruntled with a company who, has an extensive outage. You guys know I'm pro-consumer, so I'm with that. We like to hold these companies, feet to the fire. I don't know if there's ever going to come a day where outages don't happen. I don't know if there's a carrier who's ever going to become bulletproof. I don't think that thing exists, but this really was a bad situation. So I'm seeing them, the reports are that it's nationwide. It didn't impact everybody. I have no idea how many people it impacted. Let me see if I could, like I said, I don't know if the, because I like to use the down detector. I don't know if you guys have ever used that service before, but down detector shows you where some of the problems are for different providers. And I could see a spike in the down detector, for example, from Verizon. and I see it like Phoenix, LA, Frisco, but more so it seems like the east northeast. You know what I mean? Some people are reporting they still have outage. Some people are saying they got their services back. That's the thing about Down Detector. You do get kind of some like chat going on in there. Most reported locations: Chicago, Tampa, Miami, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Omaha, Orlando, LA, Jacksonville. Most reported outages for Verizon. So these are all big cities, right? So it's going to impact a lot of people. Anyways, I didn't want to make this video too long, but let me know if you were impacted. How did you have any services, or was it just data? You know, let me know the extent of the outage. Let me know when you got back service. If you did get it, if you're still down, let me know. And then, you know, as a Verizon customer, does this impact your need to stay with them long term? Do you plan on leaving? Is this something that you're kind of monitoring and potentially looking at a move? Let me know. And of course, you're going to another provider. Who you're going to go to replace as a reliable provider? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.